Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Patrick Ta Major Headlines Blush and Highlighter Palette Volume 2. If you do want to see a review and a demo, then please keep watching. As a huge favor, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment anything down below. I greatly appreciate it. I read all the comments and I'll do my best to reply back. This palette retails for $58 at Sephora and Patrick Ta online. I do want to read a little bit about this palette on Sephora's website. A limited edition face palette featuring 2 new cream and powder blush shades and debut of a new highlighter duo. Here's a closer look at what the packaging looks like. Up at the top it says Major Headlines Blush Palette Volume 2. In the center it says Patrick Ta. I'm not sure if you can see what it says because of the reflect of my ring light. Up at the top it says the same thing, Major Headlines Blush Palette Volume 2. On the side of the packaging there's a continuation of the design. Same thing on this side. On the back you have a little description and the list of ingredients. On the bottom next to the barcode you have another list of ingredients. It states it was made in the USA and it has a 12-month shelf life. The palette does match the outer box. On the back you have the shade names printed. Let's open this up. Here's what the inside of the palette looks like. It does come with a mirror. The first shade is called Giving Flirty. This is super soft in the pan. Wow, look at that pigmentation. Giving Flirty is described as a soft pink. That is so beautiful. Let me blend this out. It does have a little bit of shimmer. I'm not sure if my camera is going to pick it up. Open the flap so we can see what the matching cream shade looks like. Very soft in the pan. Here's what the shade in Giving Flirty looks like. Again, Giving Flirty is described as a soft pink. That is so pretty. The cream also has a bit of shimmer in it. Again, I'm not sure if my camera is going to pick it up, but I can see it. The next shade is called Giving Sunkissed. Again, super soft in the pan. Giving Sunkissed is described as a golden peach. This shade also has a ton of shimmer. I'm not too sure if my camera will pick it up, but I can see all of the shimmer reflex. Let's dip into the cream. Again, here we have Giving Sunkissed. Here's what Giving Sunkissed looks like, the matching cream shade. Let me blend this out. Again, it has a ton of shimmer. Let's see what the highlighter shade in Giving Glossy looks like. Again, very soft and smooth in the pan. Wow. Giving Glossy is described as an opal pearlescent. That's bright. I'm pretty sure you can see the shimmer in the highlight. Let's see what the matching highlighter cream looks like. Here's what the gloss looks like. It's clear. I'm going to see if I can build it up. I have a little bit more product on my finger. You can barely see it. Here's a closer look on what the powder and cream blushes look like swatched on the back of my hand and the highlighter. I tried to zoom you in all the way so you can see that these blushes have a bit of a shimmer. Again, I'm not too sure if it will pick up on camera. Basically, everything has shimmer in it. We're going to see what it looks like applied on the cheeks. Taking a clean blush brush, I'm going to dip into the shade in Giving Flirty. There is a little bit of fallout as I'm dunking my brush in. Again, I'm holding my brush at the very end, so I'm not using a ton of pressure, but wow, that's a lot of fallout. Here's how much product I have on my blush brush. Let's see what the shade in Giving Flirty looks like. Here's what one layer of the shade in Giving Flirty looks like. As you can see, this blush shade has a ton of shimmer. I don't like how shiny it looks. I'm very oily as it is. This blush shade will make me look like a disco ball. I want to see if the powder blush shade is buildable. Here's what 2 layers looks like. It built up nicely, but it's super shiny for my liking. Now let's apply the cream blush on top. I'm taking the bottom of my dampened beauty blender. Here's how much product I have on the bottom of my beauty blender. You probably can't see it because my beauty blender is pink. Let's see what it looks like on the skin. Here's what the shade in Giving Flirty looks like, the powder and the cream blush. I might have went in a little bit too heavy-handed using my dampened beauty blender with the cream. That's totally fine. I'll just go over it where I applied my foundation. I clamped my brush off camera with the Sephora Quick Clean Instant Dry Brush Spray. Now let's see what the shade in Giving Sunkissed looks like. Again, I'm getting some fallout. As you can see, I'm getting a little bit of kick up. Let's see what this looks like. Here's what one layer of the shade in Giving Sunkissed looks like. This shade is so pretty, but again, it has that shimmer reflect, which I don't like. Again, let's build it up. Here's what the shade in Giving Sunkissed looks like built up. It's so pretty. Let's apply the cream on top. I just finished cleaning my dampened beauty blender. Here's how much product I have. Let's see what it looks like. Here we have the shade Giving Sunkissed. I like this shade much better. It complements my skin tone. Taking a clean highlighter brush, I'm gonna apply the powder shade in Giving Glossy. Again, the fallout. I don't like that at all. Look at that. I'll apply the powder highlight on this side. Here's what the powder highlight in Giving Glossy looks like. It's very bright. A little bit of product goes a long way. Let me blend this out a bit. I think it looks a little bit better. Now let's see what the highlight balm looks like. I'll apply a little bit on this side. I'm not too sure if it will show up. It's lifting up the product underneath. I don't like that. My final thoughts on this blush and highlighter palette from Patrick Ta is that I don't like it. The shimmers are way too glittery, shimmery on me. I don't like how the powder blushes and the cream blushes look like applied on my skin. I look like a disco ball. For $58, this palette is not worth it. There is a slight makeup scent. I can smell it if you press your nose against the palette, but it's not too big of a deal. I prefer the blush shades in last year's palette. I wish he would have re-released this versus creating another one where you get 2 blushes and a highlighter. The first blush palette was very limited. It was in stock, then it was out of stock. I did have to replace my little flap. I love this shade in She's a Doll. This is my favorite shade in the palette. I rarely use these 2 powder blushes and I rarely use the creams. Let me know in the comments down below if you plan on purchasing this palette for yourself or for a loved one. If you guys did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video.